Hey, what's up guys? It's Intrinsic Off-Road. We just got back to Alabama and Sam got some new wheels and tires for my Jeep Noctis. Yeah. Alright guys, so here are the wheels right here. And Sam will tell you a little bit about them.
So what we got four, spare will probably be coming soon since we have 5 Nitto trail grapplers. So for now we're going to be rocking 4 just like Big Sauces, but we picked up 4 Raceline monster beadlocks. They are the machine finish. They are a true beadlock with the aluminum ring that goes around. So it's I think it's like a 32 count grade 8 hardware, something like that. So yeah, we had to scoop these up because we knew somebody that had wrecked their Jeep and they were kind of parking the Jeep out, so we had to scoop them up for a good deal. The previous owner did not want to hang on to these because they did not want to fool with the plasti dip that was already on them. They were plasti dipped. It was not done very well, so pressure washed it off. You guys are about to see a clip of that in a second. And after that, we kind of fine-tuned it, getting them all back to where they are now.
Alright, so we got the wheels right here.
The previous owner didn't do a very good job of plasti dipping them because it was a very thin layer and it was baked on for like a couple of years. You're not really supposed to let plasti dip kind of sit for over a year. You got to kind of redo it because it ends up turning into like a kind of like a paint where it's just very difficult to get off no matter what you use. So right now we are using this chemical called xylene, which is actually in plasti dip. I've already got like 95% of it removed on all wheels. We're just going back and getting in the cracks and crevices so we can really fine tune it. We've got it in a spray bottle right here, so we're gonna let that sit, let it break down. It starts to kind of crackle and bubble up, and we've got a brush and stuff like that to help without tearing up the wheel itself.
So there was a couple more things that we needed to buy before we got started installing the wheels. Those were the valve cores and some anti-seize for the bolts that were going to go around the rings of the beadlocks. Alright guys, we're going into Walmart right now. About to buy these valve cores. What was the other thing? The valve cores
anti-seize for the bolts.
Valve cores and anti-seize for the bolts for the new wheels.
Yep, that's them. I don't think there's any like specific pattern. I think they should all fit. So Walmart was charging $10 for 4. AutoZone has them for $5. So we're going to AutoZone now because I got a better deal. We got to go there for anti-seize too. So yeah, let's get it at AutoZone.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
So that at Walmart, they were charging, let's see, $10. What we have, $1.39, $1.39. It's like $2-3.
Sometimes your bolts get frozen.
If you ever need some heavy duty lug nuts because the stock Jeep lug nuts are garbage and they like to, the caps like to strip out and they're just not good. You probably get a good deal on Amazon, but it's just.
Got the anti-seize. Just got back from the store. About to put these valve cores in.
Putting these in the wheels right now, making sure the air pathway is nice and clean for the valve stem, the valve core, all that. Putting these in. So when that's done, we're going to take care of the bolts. They've got a little surface rust on them, so we're going to make sure those are all anti-seize and cleaned up, and then we're going to slap the tires. Or we're going to tell you about the tires, and then we're going to slap those on.
We're going to talk to you guys about the tires. Show them off a little bit. They're all covered up right now, but we'll have them out in a second and get a better look at them.
So guys, these are the 37's. They are 37 by 1250 R17 Nitto Trail Grappler. These tires have a really thick sidewall. You guys are aware of this this Nitto 37. This Nitto 37 weighs about 90 pounds, and so does the Pro Comp 40 by 1350. So yeah, we have a total of 5 tires. Like we said earlier, we are not getting the spare 5th wheel until later, just like Big Sauce. So we are going to be having the spare, which whenever has the least amount of tread. These are like brand new tread as well, so you guys can see. But yeah, we're just mounting 4 for today, so we'll have the spare on back cold for later. So we do have a 35 trail grappler that we were going to put on Noctis until we decided to go with 37. So we do have that spare compared to my spare, the 40. You guys can tell it's a little low lighting. Pretty crazy. It's a pretty big difference here. So we're going to figure out which side is the sidewall and which one is the outer sidewall. I believe it has something to do with the barcode right here, and also the way the tread's designed with these blocks. So you can see this is kind of like a rectangle here. This is kind of flat, and you flip it around, ow, and this has kind of like a ridge to it. So I think this is going to be our inner sidewall here. So we're going to mount this on the wheel like so. So you guys can use a list of things. We're using dish soap because simple green seems kind of like thin. You can use simple green, you can use tire lube, anything like that. There's a lot of tips and tricks online. You guys can check out on YouTube. But dish soap seems pretty thick and slimy, so it's probably gonna help us slip these tires on very quick and easy. We are using a wet rag, so it's not just dish soap. We're kind of diluting it a little bit. Getting the bead really nice and lubed up. And we're also going to do the wheel over here too. Alright, so we got our inner sidewall here. Basically just going to kind of like jump on it with brute force. Alrighty guys, so this is the first time actually using dish soap. I've always used tire lube or just something that was not as like slippery. You guys saw how easy that actually slid on, so
there's a little sneak preview of how the finished product's gonna look. Ben's about to go grab a bucket, and then we'll be able to finish this one and move on to the other 3 wheels and tires. Stay tuned for that because it's gonna look sick.
Alright, now we have that bucket. Going around the edge here with this flathead to make sure that the bead is seated on the inside of the lip so we don't have any overlay when we clamp down on that ring.
Found the new bed.
So here we have our beadlock ring. It's the aluminum one for the Raceline wheel. Basically, we're just gonna lube this up, kind of soap it up to where it's got room to kind of wiggle around when the bolts go on, so that way it doesn't get stuck in one spot, you know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna put it on here, get our hardware all started so none of them cross thread, so we're gonna get them all finger tight, and then go through and just start going down slowly. Show you guys in a second how we do that.
Got the chair, the famous chair.
Hey, this chair right here is like one of those little small like Matco tools, little swivel things you ride around. This is free 99. We don't need to spend all that money on the fancy schmancy seats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do have a bigger chair, as you guys can see.
Hey, but this is nice and low, so when you're working on stuff, you can get a really good angle on it.
All you haters out there talking about our chair, you guys can. Oh, we shouldn't say.
Oh.
You guys can go.
Getting it nice and lubricated so it'll move around freely. That way it doesn't get hung when we tighten up the bolts in any order. So we got some light now. We got set up a little bit better lighting for you guys if you were kind of losing a little bit of attention span.
Back to business. Should go until it pops or it clicks. Yeah, you can get them all tight first and then torque them.
Didn't know what 18 felt like.
So we're about to fill these tires up with air.
Yeah, so we got the wheel facing this way, just in case you always, when you're mounting beadlocks, we have heard that it's always safe to stay clear of the wheel. We were told that you want to stand on either on this side, either side, this sides, not on these sides, like on the sidewall sides, just in case the tire busts and blows up or something goofy happens, you know, with the beadlock ring. You don't want that coming at you. But yeah, we got all the bolts. We ran around until they were all torqued. 18 pounds that we set for these Racelines. That's what was recommended online. So yeah, the first one is all done. Now we're gonna put air in it and we're gonna see if it sets the rear bead. Alright, so before we pump air in the tire, we're gonna also lubricate the backside just because this is a wider wheel. It's a 17 by 9.5. Most are 17 by 9, so this is a 12.5 wide tire. So it's got a little bit more distance to travel, so we're gonna help lube that up. And we might end up using a ratchet strap to kind of compress the tire so it can have a better grip to expand and then set the bead. Ratchet strap. I just gotta check the air pressure, make sure it's not over exceeded. You can't really go, or you're not really supposed to put over 30 PSI on beadlocks if you're gonna daily drive, which you're not supposed to daily drive with beadlocks anyways. So we're probably gonna put them at 26, 28 foot-pounds, not foot-pounds, pounds of air.
PSI.
PSI.
Fill this bad boy up to 24 foot-pound. Nice. Alright, so you're just gonna push it down on top of the wheel.
Okay. So, just jump on it and then push down up here.
Yeah. Not at first, but you got it on there after you pushed it.
Well, I did it.
Alright guys, so we got them all aired up.
Yep, all aired up. All seated. Yeah, all 4 are done. It probably took 2 or 3 hours just because, we don't have a tire machine. We did them ourselves.
Did good though. We worked together. Got a lot of it done pretty quick.
Yeah, now we're gonna put them on the Jeep, so.
Alright guys, so the wheels and tires are on. Noctis, they look awesome. He looks awesome. There's a few more things that we still got to do. We're gonna get some coil spacers for the front to help level it out a little bit. But for now, he's looking pretty beastly. You want to take it somewhere?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the local shell.
Alright, so we had to come to the gas station to see how it looked in the light. But we're gonna get you guys a better clip of it tomorrow in the day.
Look, man, it's like 3 a.m. right now. It's tired, it's late. It's late, it's tired.
Alright guys, so it's the next day, and this is Noctis with his new wheels and tires. So this isn't quite the finished product. There's still a few things that we have left to do. We may end up raising the front a little bit and doing some drop brackets for the control arms. I think we're gonna go with a tramp stamp on the back for now until we can get a heavy duty tire carrier on the back, kind of like we got for Sam's Jeep Big Sauce. Just a little sneak bonus for you guys. He's actually working on a video right now for his Jeep, so that's happening simultaneously as I'm recording this video for my Jeep. So cool stuff is going on. So stay tuned for more updates on my Jeep and Sam's Jeep. We got more things coming for you guys. As always, thanks for watching. Peace. Until we can get a heavy